Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Agatha Mae Detective Agency. I'm Agatha Mae, the real Agatha Mae, and in this video, I'll be talking about bogus Agatha, who I'm going to be calling Bagatha. Let me start by saying how much I appreciate all of you taking up for me and reporting the fake Facebook page and TikTok account that are using my name. I love that you all are ready to rumble on my behalf. Figuratively rumble. Before I get into this mess, I want to say thank you to Christy for the Christmas card and the cute Santa ornament. I love them both, and even more, I love the sentiment behind them. Thank you so much. Now let's get on to this mess. I was going to ignore Bagatha's antics because they're dumb. But there have been many people asking about who's doing it, why they're doing it, and what they're doing. So I'll be sharing the information I have and doing it with a dash, or maybe even half of a cup or so of snark and a lot of humor because overall, it's pretty funny. I also don't want anyone to come across the fake accounts and think it's actually me, mostly because I would be appalled if anyone ever thought my spelling or grammar was as bad as theirs. I'm just a nerd like that. Let me start by telling you why I exposed the secret Facebook group back in August. Someone sent me screenshots from the group, and I saw that the people in there were saying horrible things about Micah's family. At the time, I didn't know the person who sent me the screenshots until they messaged me on TikTok. So I decided to try and get into the group to see what they were all about. And all I had to do was go into the Justice for Micah group and say a couple of mean things, and Gina Marie was hooking me up with an invitation faster than she can spell invitation. Once in the group, I realized that the screenshots that had been sent to me were only the tip of the iceberg, if the iceberg was a super gross infected wound. I ended up being more interested in the person who I'm sure was John Paul Miller in the group, and the other people became supporting actors, even though they still like to think that they're the lead. After I made my video series about the group, members from it kept making comments here and there about how I had cherry-picked their comments and took things out of context. So I decided to take all of the screenshots I had and post them on my website. I'll put a link to the videos I made about the group as well as the screenshots in the description box. The women in the group try and say that they don't care that I shared what they said, but would they be expending the time and energy to make fake Facebook pages about me if they didn't really care? They wouldn't have made the Justified Avenger and then Justified 2 account. They tried to make it look like those accounts were John Paul Miller, but it wasn't him. On their new TikTok account, they used the name Just In Case, which was JP's original username on Facebook when he was sneaking around the Justice for Micah groups. The Justified Avenger account was made right after I started posting screenshots from the group, and the creators stated they made it to come after me, and they gave me the nickname Magatha, which was kind of cute, but they could do better. What about Hagatha? I think I like that better. You could dress me up as a witch. The person behind the fake Facebook page is trying to act like me, maybe, but she's also not acting like me. I think the idea is that the fake accounts are supposed to be satire, but the person writing the content is not very good at satire or at creating content. Bagatha chose tamda@gmail.com as her email address for the page, which she means as an acronym for the Agatha Mae Detective Agency. But if you look up TAMDA, it's actually the Texas Allied Masonic Degree Association. Here's a recent post from the fake Facebook account. Quote, "Seems some of you are confused. This page is not about one crime, but about many, and the so-called sleuths, journalists, followers who stir a pot. They spread false narratives, cause distension, impede justice, all because they are addicted to crime drama. People get ugly, call others names, etc. I intend to call out each one of the people and prove them wrong. Social media has turned into a battlefield. Cause distension? Distention. Distension. Did you hear that, y'all? We're out there making people gassy." And I just love how Bagatha oozes self-awareness when she calls people pot stirrers, but then has this listed as her job. Here's another post where they made up a story about me, and man, is it a page-turner. Quote, "Excerpt from another poster. Sadly, I cannot divulge their name. However, it seems to be a true story. It's not only women who model this behavior. Men, too, get enamored of the crime fan base and use women as mental harems to feed their egos. Not long ago, I was just a mean girl full of hate who felt all alone in the world. Then one day, my life changed forever. As I was trolling true crime groups, I stumbled on a snarky podcaster. I was dismayed at how many followers she had, and even better was that so many of them were paid subscribers on a site called Discord. I started to think to myself what a goldmine this had to be. It was such a brilliant idea. Who would have thought that people are dumb enough to pay a monthly subscription fee, and all you had to do in exchange is be arrogant and snarky? I got the warm fuzzies just thinking about the potential money that could be made. I couldn't let this opportunity pass me by. The only problem was, what on earth would I talk about? Well, as luck would have it, the Micah Miller story just landed right in my lap. Ahem. I meant Micah Francis. The fangirls love it when you call her Micah Francis. I modeled my platform after this matinee lady because I figured if it worked for her, it would work for me. In case you didn't know, I have an identity crisis because I never dealt with my daddy issues. That's neither here or there, though, because it worked perfectly. All it took was a couple of snarky episodes, and those middle-aged, drama-hungry fangirls flocked to my channel. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Now here I am, just a few months later, and the money is rolling in. I'm even going to have my own merch. Can you believe it? I always knew how amazing I am, and it's high time that other people finally saw it too. Much love to all my fangirls. Don't forget to subscribe. End quote. I'm not even sure where to start with this. I was not a mean girl full of hate. I was full of rage and possibly some mashed potatoes because I love them. I happen to enjoy being alone, so that doesn't really fit either. Then the story goes on to say, I was dismayed at how many followers she had, and even better was that so many of them were paid subscribers on a site called Discord. I don't think Agatha knows what dismayed means, because here she seems to think it's something positive. Then supposedly I had listened to Mandy Matinee, and that's when I decided to start a YouTube channel. Sorry, Mandy, I do love your work, but I hadn't listened to a single one of your podcasts until after I started my YouTube channel. And then there's the part about me being lucky because the Micah Miller story landed in my lap. What kind of person refers to someone's death as anything that is lucky? And I refer to Micah as Micah Francis because that was her family's wishes, to either call her Micah Francis or Micah Acacia. Then Agatha has to throw in the claim that I have daddy issues. This is from me sharing very openly that I was abused by my father when I was a child. The Justified account also brought it up and accused me of being an abuser just like my father. I don't think the women from the secret group really care, but I want to say that if someone had said something like that to me 15 or 20 years ago, it would have bothered me. I was suicidal more than once in my life because of the abuse I went through as a child. And for women to claim that they are against abusers, to say something like that is just atrocious. There are people who are working through their childhood trauma, and saying something so utterly nasty could cause someone to end their life. It's even worse because this woman that said it has said that she's a survivor as well. Now, about all that cash that's just rolling in, I want to be completely transparent. Here's the deposit I'm getting from YouTube this month. And look at how December is shaping up. Now, if you're imagining me sitting in the middle of my living room, throwing handfuls of $100 bills in the air, you'd be completely correct. All 6 of those Benjis. If I only worked 40 hours a week, that's about $4.35 an hour, and most weeks I work more than that. Please don't think I'm complaining, because I'm not. I am so utterly grateful for the support I get from all of you. I'm just trying to point out that I'm obviously not doing this for the money. But let's take a minute to talk about content creators getting paid. My content is about true crime. Where can you get a report on crime that doesn't involve someone being paid for giving you that report? You can't. News anchors are paid, journalists are paid, the police who investigate the crime are paid, the coroners, funeral homes, medical examiners, lab techs, etc., all are getting paid. Are they profiting off a crime? Technically, they are. But I look at it that I'm profiting from outing the baddies and not re-victimizing the victims. In this post, Agatha wrote that I'm using AI for my voice. Quote, "Wow, so you believe I'm not Agatha, anonymous, just because I am not using an AI-generated voice? Believe me, I am Agatha, or at least as much as your Agatha is Agatha. Why does this bother you so?" End quote. If you were the real Agatha, you'd know wowie was one word, and you'd know I don't use that word. And the idea that my voice is AI is just so dumb. But I have an idea for a live to show that I'm not using AI or a voice changer. It'll be a hoot. You can go to the fake Facebook page and see for yourself what other kind of nonsense is being posted. Make sure to check out the comment by Christy Rowe, where she says that everyone in our Facebook group probably condones cold-blooded murder. On TikTok, Agatha decided to go 6th grade style with their username and use Agatha Mae Defective Agency. So my username on TikTok is Agatha Mae DA, and the DA is for Detective Agency. So their DUH, is my DA. What they post is very reminiscent of what Justified posted, which includes graphics that looks like they were made by someone in 1997 who just learned how to use WordArt and Microsoft Paint and then put that baby in one of the online gift-making programs so their graphics would be shiny and a little sparkly. One of their proudest moments was when they posted screenshots from my Facebook group where we were discussing my favorite idiot, Reginald Wayne Miller. Even better is that the screenshots weren't even in order. Agatha said we were talking poop, but she didn't say poop, about Reggie like it was a bad thing. Had they read anything at all about or even from Reggie? The man who has allegedly abused his children, been arrested for visa fraud, been outed for coming on to his college students, been arrested for prostitution, and allegedly has an arrest warrant for him in Pakistan, and whose bestie is on the sex registry for assaulting more than one young boy, is the guy they want to defend. Yikes on all the bikes. I guess some people reported the post and it was taken down. Agatha thinks I reported it, but I didn't even know about it until someone in the Facebook group posted about it. But no worries, because it's back up now. Phew. I would hate to think that people didn't know that Agatha was pro-Wayne and John Paul Miller. And don't worry about Agatha losing her account, because she has a backup plan. She's even thinking about taking her sideshow to X. I guarantee almost no one on X knows who I am, but you go, girl. Maybe she can try Snapchat or even MySpace, too. The thing about these women is they're talking all big like they're going to out me in the Facebook group, but they forget that 1, we don't talk horribly about victims and their family in our group, and 2, they're outnumbered. They've always had to yell the loudest because there isn't very many of them. Those on the right side of the Justice for Micah movement are far greater than those who aren't on the right side. And even if we didn't actually outnumber them, they'd never know because I'm not sure they can count. Here's an adorable comment that was left on a TikTok video about me from one of them. One word, attention whore. So if they can't manage to count how many words there are when the word count is literally 2, then I don't think their math skills are anything to be worried about. Do you want to know who I think Agatha and the Baguettes are? Okay, fine, you talked me into telling you. I am almost certain that Agatha is Monica Granger Robinson and is being helped with her accounts by Christy Rowe. At one time, Monica was using the name Carly Bauer on Facebook, and Christy was helping her set up a new secret group. Monica used a photo from the Plenty of Fish dating site for her Carly persona. Look how cute she is in her jaunty hat. Here are some ways that Agatha and Monica are similar. Agatha often uses the wrong words. For example, distension instead of dissension, graveling instead of groveling. And in the secret Facebook group, Monica used exasperating instead of exacerbating. And when she commented on the Agatha pages herself, she wrote that the protesters constantly pronounce their rights. I have no idea what she meant with that one. Agatha uses the phrase tit for tat. And guess who used that phrase in the baby Facebook group? Agatha also thinks I copied Mandy Matney, and guess who wrote in the baby group about how Mandy Matney was a hack? Why would Monica be so mad at me? Because she's the one who started the secret Facebook group. That's why she's called me a narcissist, Scrooge, a cult leader, a bitch, and in the little group she even called me a poop-stirring drama queen and a heifer. It seems she's never liked me, and I will forever carry the scars from that rejection. I'm not sure what Monica and the Baguettes, who, by the way, are the two Christies, Cindy, Daphne, and Gina, are trying to accomplish with their antics, but I'm guessing they didn't do it to help me out. But oopsie, it has. Since they've started their accounts, I've had a boost to my website views, as well as had more Facebook group members joining and more YouTube subscribers. So thanks, baby group people. I'll end with the words of Monica herself that she made in a comment in the Justice for Micah group. Quote, "A heart filled with hate torments us and affects our lives much more than it does the person we have those feelings toward." End quote. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, become a member, or even make a fake account of me, as this helps my channel grow. Until next time, stay safe and be happy.